Hello? Hello? Is everybody here? Everybody seated? We can take 5 before we get started, so everybody makes their way over from their cubicle. We can do a little preamble here. Welcome everybody. I am the Tomboy data analyst that will be presenting our data today. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Tomboy love. Thank you, Austin. Yes, exactly. That is the company's motto. Company's motto is we Tomboy love. We love tomboys. Gas mask. Welcome everybody. Please filter in. Please. We have some bagels on the side there. We only have cream cheese spread. I hope that's okay, but we have at least 5 different bagel flavors. We have some coffee, no iced coffee, just really freaking hot coffee, and 3 packs of Newports. You guys are gonna have to share the Newports. I know they are there. I got the longs because I know we're gonna want to at least make them last this meeting. But yes, well, welcome everybody who is already here. I would like to wait a little bit to see if anybody else is going to come in. I know this is really last second. I'm so sorry we had to reschedule the meeting, but unfortunately Silk Song did come out, or fortunately for a lot of people. I know a lot of people are Silk Song fans. Silk Song did come out yesterday, so we were expecting a low turnout rate for the meeting, so we had to reschedule. Fortunately, we're still able to go forward with the meeting. Thank you very much. Welcome everybody. How's everybody feeling? We feeling good about our about what's going on today? We feeling good? Who here loves tomboys? Austin, I know you love tomboys. It'd be weird. Listen, okay. So I will admit, before we start here, I will admit, I think I said it like while I was super drunk on a stream, not too long ago, but I did advertise the survey on 4chan. And if you're from 4chan, thank you so much for your valuable opinions. And I say that like as unironically as possible. You are literally like the best group, I think, to get opinions on that, because you guys have a very strong opinion on anime women, believe it or not. And I get it, man, I get it. So I just wanted the largest pool possible for this, and we ended up with over 200 responses, which I'm really grateful for. Thank you so much. This is like really stupid. Like sorry, my hand tracking's a little off for my my right hand. I couldn't tell you why. I know it's left hand for you guys, but I have my shit mirrored, so fuck you. But yeah, thank you so much everybody for your valuable input. Hold on, I'm also doing a feedback survey so we can improve next year's. I'm gonna link it in both chats so we can have it pinned. Let me pull it up real quick. Blah, 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 blah. My Tomboy Survey folder. Do I have it public yet? Hold on. Okay, I don't. We're publishing it. Hold. Publish. Cool. Okay. Grab that link. Copy. Feedback survey. We're gonna copy that, put that out, pin it, pin that bad boy. We're gonna pin it at the end of, or unpin at the end of stream. I'll hide it for me though, because I don't need it to see it. I don't think I actually filled out this survey. I wanted to keep it clean. I wanted to keep it for you guys. For you guys, okay? My hand tracking's like so badly calibrated. I'm so sorry. If I had better technology, I would definitely fix it. But anyways, I suppose we should get into it. Huh? Hold on. I just want to check something real quick. Okay. Okay! Starting. Sorry, I need to... Oh no, I don't need that. Okay, starting. In case you guys don't know who I am, or if you're new here and you, like, saw my survey through the 4chan ad, or you just came across it, on... like Twitter or Blue Sky or anything. Thank you so much for being here and responding to the survey. My name is Dog Meat. I am a dog that is made out of meat, and I am a tomboy. For fun, because of my own interest in it, and like, I don't know. I think about tomboys a lot. Like, like a lot. Like a really, like a lot. I think about tomboys, I feel like an inappropriate amount. Yeah, lemonade's here, let's go! Okay, yeah. I think about tomboys an unnecessarily, inappropriate amount. Almost didn't find the stream because your name was written in cursive on the ad. Was it? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh shit, it might have been, oh, because it's, okay. Should I be concerned? No. No. Sheep, I didn't even know you were here. I spelled that way wrong. Sheep, I didn't know you were here. But yeah, sorry about that. It's really tiny, but I did have, a link on, oh, but I closed it, shit. Well, I'm really glad that you were able to join us, Austin. I'm so happy. Very, very happy. Thank you so much for your responses. I really cannot say it enough. Thank you so much. But anyways, I came to make this survey, and next year we're gonna call it census because I think that's a little bit more appropriate of a term for what we're doing here. But I started really thinking about what is a tomboy. Obviously, when you think about tomboy, there's like the common trope, like, oh, she's sporty, she has tan lines, hangs out with guys, is really rude and stuff like that. But I was thinking, and I was like, huh, that's what you normally think of. But really what was like at the crux of this was I saw a VTuber, I won't say who, and I've talked about this a lot when I first started the survey on stream. I found a VTuber on Twitter who advertises herself as a tomboy, but when I saw her design, I was like, that's not a tomboy. But then I caught myself because I was like, okay, well, who am I to say what a tomboy is or isn't, right? So I really got to thinking about it, and I'm like, well, shit, what is a tomboy? Everybody's gonna have different opinions of a tomboy, obviously, because everybody has, I think, different, like, experiences, with girls and stuff. And obviously everybody has different opinions, so I wanted to see if there was some sort of, like, census on what we could label as tomboy. And basically what is, like, most popularly associated with the term tomboy, and in regards to, like, physical and, oh shit, like, personality-wise. So I was just really interested in that. Big freaking disclaimer, I am not a data analyst. I do not do that. I did not go to school for that. The most, like, data analyzation I know I ever did was, like, in high school when you have to learn it for math. So just keep that in mind. I am not a professional. I did this purely for fun and curiosity. Also, I have this dated wrong because I have to push it back because it's Silk Song. Maybe they think of it in terms of personality more so than design. We will get to it when we start our slideshow here. I've a lot, but we segmented our shit into three sections. And that was physical traits, personality traits, and what's the other one? Familial relationships, because I feel like that is a really big part of it. I'm gonna make my cursor a little bit bigger and more noticeable for you guys so you can actually see it when I, like, point stuff out. Color. Let's go for a blue, a really ugly blue. And we're gonna make it really big. Okay. Oh no, that's the indicator. Fuck! Here we go. We're gonna make it ugly blue, and we're gonna make it really big. And you guys should be able to see my cursor. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go! Okay, purposes of this survey. Tomboy is a nebulous concept at its core. It describes a boyish girl. And everyone has a different perspective on what a boyish girl is. I wanted to collect public consensus on what constitutes as a tomboy, and we can name a tomboy of the year. Now, what I mean name a tomboy of the year, I mean a type. Obviously, there are different types of tomboys. Very conveniently, Tomoe Omari actually posted a short that like really breaks that down. Does a really good job of it. We can watch it real quick. Tomoe types of types of tomboys. Thank you so much, Tomoe Omari, for being real convenient with this.
Rare as they are.
Come on.
Rare as they are, it is well established that there are many forms of tomboys out there. Whether or not they're real or all in your head is an entirely separate matter, but I'll give you the rundown of what to expect in your randomized encounters with them. You have your sporty tomboys, your mechanically inclined tomboys, your gamer tomboys, your childhood friend tomboys, your tomboy on the inside and girly on the outside tomboys,
Exactly.
and many, many more.
Yes.
It's important to realize there's many layers to this matter and that most don't fall into any one particular category, however. Do you really think that anyone's personality is that two-dimensional? Well,
Thank
think
you.
again, pal. We're all a little weird. We're all unique. Yes, get to know your local tomboys. Rare as they are.
Thank you,
it is
Tomoe
well
Omari.
established-
Yeah, tomboy horsewoman spotted. I had a childhood friend tomboy, and then she moved away. People said, "Oh, that's literally the best kind of tomboy." I'm so sorry, man. I will keep you in my prayers. I'm so sorry. I hope you find your the tomboy love of your life. Praying for you. But yeah, that's basically what I mean. I don't mean we're gonna put like one specific character up, because it's really hard to find one specific character that will fall into like the consensus of what we come up with. Just because there's so many characters, I don't watch everything, so I couldn't possibly like, unless I had a team, I couldn't possibly name like a specific one. So we're just gonna stick to just tomboy type of the year. And yeah. Yeah. So next, considerations. This is a really important one. Please do keep this in mind. The survey does not seek to gatekeep or draw a binary in what is a tomboy. At its core, this is for fun. It's not that deep. Don't be a jerk. Okay? Okay. Thank you. That was really important to me, because we're not trying to fucking label, like, this is what makes a tomboy. If they don't fall within this category, they're not a tomboy. I just was curious as to what public opinion is, so that's literally just it. The survey was organized and conducted by just me. If I say we, it's a joke because I think I'm funny and it sounds like I'm a gay-ass market researcher, which I am not, but it sounds funny. It always sounds funny when you use the royal we. I tried to be as open-ended and comprehensive as I could, but there may have been some data that I hadn't considered when making the survey, so please keep that in mind. If you didn't see any questions or things to consider while you did the survey, that was just because I didn't think of it. Honestly, I thought it was a little oversaturated. I heard a lot of people say that, like, I had some beta testers who was like, yeah, I think it's just like the perfect amount, but I don't know. We'll see. Rolex! Hello! Welcome in! We just started the meeting. I've got some bagels on the side, some hot coffee, some queen cheese. Please sit down. Anyways, So, sir, here's a little mini debrief of the survey. So over the course of 40 days, we collected data from 200 plus individuals. Thank you very much, everybody, so much for participating. Like, I literally cannot say it enough. I'm really, really grateful that we had this many people participate, because this is I advertise it as a short survey. It is not short. I think it's a pretty damn long survey. And a couple of the responses kind of echoed that. I had one motherfucker be like, man, I don't care. Like, under an other response, they put, I don't care. I have to go piss. Damn, that was a good piss. And you know what? Respect. Hell yeah. Survey contained questions covering how participants perceive tomboys, including physical appearance, personality, and relationships with others. Are you going to show the other responses? It'll depend on the question, or if I think that it's necessary to show those. Some of them I don't really think it's too necessary, and some of them I think there are way too many of the other responses that I kind of had to just like... I had to kind of... There are a couple of them that were just kind of like the same answer anyway, so I kind of had to bundle those together. Oh my god, hello, welcome, Chibi, welcome, Chibi. Welcome. Okay, so we will, I want to be transparent because Sheep is asking that question. I did advertise this on 4chan, and 4chan is a very specific website. I know it was a joke, so I know a couple of them probably weren't super serious. I don't care, I'm taking it serious, this is my survey. I did get one slur, which is quite all right, and I'm gonna say it now, just so you know who you are, okay? You weren't counted. Thank you. Clip it. I briefly worked for a company that did cold phone call surveys. Oh, I fucking hate those. They told us to say the survey will not take more than 20 minutes, even if all the reading every question out and getting the response usually ends up taking more than 40. Yeah, I mean, I guess I wasn't entirely, like, sneaky about it, but, you know. But anyways, here's our demographic breakdown. Only one slur is impressive considering the source. I know, I think it's because I took it so seriously that other people took it seriously. Or at least the majority did, which... Thank God. So, I think that is pretty impressive. I will admit that. So demographic breakdown. Obviously, men are going to dominate this, considering where I advertised. But we do have other gender groups. So throughout this report, you will notice that just to make things a little bit more concise and short for me and easier for me to say, I've labeled them as just the letters that will represent them. So 83.6% of participants were men, which will be our M group. 6.8% were women, our W group. 7.7% were non-binary groups. We love NBs. They made up surprisingly more than the women responses. Is that? Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. For some reason, like, I was looking at the data and I was like, oh, there's more women responses. No, fuck. Okay, actually, I might need to redact one of my slides here because I completely forgot that our non-binary group is larger than the women group. That's kind of crazy. So that's gonna be our NB group, and then our prefer not to answer group, our NS, which would be non-specified, was 1.8. So that is our lowest group. I think we only got 4 of those. She fucked up. No. Sorry, I made how many slides is this? Sorry, I made a 53 slide fucking survey report and I forgot, like, demographic data. My bad. But anyways, and then this doesn't really, like, I didn't really consider it too much while I made this report. But I just thought it was interesting to collect this data. We did have, I had a question asking if the individual was a fan of tomboys. Obviously, got 90.5% are tomboy fans. 1.4% are not tomboy fans. And then we have 8.2, which are indifferent. They really couldn't care less. If tomboy's there, cool. Selection bias. That's true. That's true. I will consider that for next time then. But for right now, this is such a long fucking survey. I already had to look at gender groups by themselves. So maybe next time I will keep those in mind. But either way, like tomboy fan, I think I might have considered it a little bit more if there was more of a like split between them, but it's literally mostly tomboy fans. So I don't think it's too crazy of a difference when we go over this. So anyways, let's get into the nitty gritty. Here we go. So part 1 is going to be physical appearance. Participants were asked to select answers that best fit their perfect depiction of a tomboy. Traits covered gendered appearance, skin tanness, body type, voice, hair, and body art. Hello, Ryuko. Yeah, that's her. We're going to have a lot of tomboys on screen for this. I hope you guys are ready. Okay, so part 1A is going to be gendered appearance. From an initial look, does a tomboy get mistaken as a boy? Immediately be clocked easily as a girl, or fall under an androgynous area? You will often hear the phrase, a man, a tomboy is a man with tits and a vagina, commonly applied to tomboys. So I wanted to get a sense of how desirable this idea is both physically and personality-wise. Data for this was gathered from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very obviously a girl, and 5 being believably... Hold on. Believably... That should be a man. Or unbelievably a girl. No! I did write it right. Okay, past me was right. Sorry, I started like the layout of this before the survey was actually done, just so I could fill it in real quick before I had to do the presentation, so I don't remember a whole lot of this. Insane thing to say about a person, goodness gracious. Well, you hear it a lot on online spaces, and as you know, people online are so fucking disconnected with reality, it's like actually insane. But yeah, that's basically, that's what you hear a lot. At least I do. I don't know about you guys. So our results. So, oh shit, I forgot, I have transitions in this. I have to show this as a slideshow. Hold. Please hold, please hold. I'm making evil Digimon noises. Please hold, I forgot, I have transitions and shit in this. And they will be ruined if I don't have it in, presentation mode. Okay, there we go. So, people in real life are also disconnected with reality, just in different ways, but not any less real. Whatever, answer 3 clearly won. Yes, it did! Yes, it did. It's 10 off from 2, which is crazy. So here are some observations. You'll see plenty of observations as we go through this. That just things that I thought was interesting, like looking at the data. So some observations. Yes, 3-1. So a androgynous appearance was preferred overall. So some observations. The only gender groups that picked 5, the most can be mistaken as a man, basically, were M and W. Cool. I just think that's neat because those are the binary gender groups in this survey. The most popular response was a 3, obviously. Second most popular response was 2. M and NB groups were the only ones to pick an option under a 2, which was most feminine looking, right? Yeah. Hold. Yeah. Which, interesting. Like M group, I understand. NB group, huh? What? Among NB and NS groups, 4 was the most popular option. Next! Slides really zoomed in, boss? Oh shit, it is. Hold. There we go, I fixed it. Sorry, I forgot to click transition. Hold on. Okay, next. 1B is going to be skin tanness. So a tan is arguably one of the quintessential markers of a tomboy. Depending on who you ask. Some people don't like a tan, which is fine. Although it might not always apply. Yeah. It's a good way to indicate if a character is outside most of the time. We have a really big footnote here because I want to make this very, very obvious or very like apparent. Natural skin tone is not a factor in the survey. So all skin colors can tan. The tan is the important part of the survey. A, because I believe the fact that our character is outdoors a lot is the implicator of masculine hobbies, and B, it is inherently problematic to imply one race is more masculine than another. So please just keep that in mind. I don't know if participants kept that in mind, but I always did. I'm gonna make this very really apparent. So what was the result with the slur answer? Actually, I will tell you what was it? The response with the slur answer was in regards to... Oh, shit. What was it? It was in regards to hobby. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was obviously a joke answer. Not in good taste, but it was a joke answer. But yeah. Because there's literally... the answers to these were really, like, multiple choice. I did not have, like, an option to input anything else. Like, it's literally just 4chan being 4chan. I don't know what to tell you. Result observations. Actually, not that crazy. I don't have a whole lot of observations for this for some reason. Yeah, sorry guys about that crop. So with this, hold on. This is gonna bother me. Okay, yeah, not crazy, like, results. Kind of what I expected. Results overwhelmingly showed no preference for tan skin. M group was the only group that picked no. Everybody else said yes, or both is fine. Which, cool, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. I just thought that was really interesting. It's always really interesting when, like, one, like, gender group, like, either doesn't pick anything that the rest of them picked, or, like, you know, vice versa. Excuse me, fellas, what? I know, so, pretty, like, yeah, standard, both is fine. No tan skin or tan skin, and then, what else? Oh, tan line preferences. These were really... I think the W response is crazy. I think compared to, like, the rest of them, what the fuck? Okay, so tank tops farmatan was the most popular option across all genders groups, except for W. W, their most popular pick was one-piece swimsuit. Whoa! Which I like to argue is a little bit more, like, erotic or, like spicy than a tank top farmer's tan, because it implies, like, I don't know, the implications are a little spicier, right? Unless I'm crazy. Like, I like both. Do not get me wrong. But I do like a one-piece swimsuit tan. Women are onto something. They might be right. But yeah, across all gender groups, farmer's tank top tan was, like, number one, except for women. It came in second for women, but one-piece swimsuit was number one. So next, we're doing body type. Ooh. Tomboy girlfriend. Sounds like you want a boyfriend with titties, bro. Yeah, exactly. That's what a lot of people say. Like, when you say that, like, oh, I like tomboys. Like, you just want a boyfriend with titties. Huh? No, there's so much more than that. Come on. There's more to it. So yeah, body type. Traditionally, tomboys are depicted as strong, sporty, and fit. At least most often, I've found. Although this may not always be the case, like a gamer or a shut-in or just, like, some motherfucker, like country girls who just like to run around. Like, I don't really think that's really, like, being sporty or fit. I think that's just, like, a girl that likes picking up bugs and, like, throwing them in other people's faces. I used to do that all the time. It's very fun. This part of the survey sought to find the public consensus of a tomboy body type. So let's go. That was me, though. That was me when I was a little kid. I just literally ran around outside. I wasn't athletic at all. I didn't do any sports. The only sport that I did was fucking speed stacks. But I used to run around and I had a tan because I was outside all the time, and I liked running amok. Like, that's it. But anyways, here are our results. Our winning result for, yeah, I was just a mischievous little creature. Our winning chest size result, is 3. Everybody likes an average, what the fuck is it saying? Hold. Wait, because it's like flat is justice. Bell curve? No. I'm trying to find like the titty saying. Flat is justice. Hold. Medium is premium. That's what it is. Thank you so much, Lemonade. So, public consensus, medium is premium. Next, curves. Everybody agreed, just like average curviness. These are really average answers. I'm not gonna lie. We're seeing a lot of 3s. Curves was 3 was the most average, so just kind of like an average body type, not too curvy, but not too like board-like. It could also be interpreted as not having a preference. Very true. Although, I did say it's from a scale. Yeah, that's true. It can be interpreted as not having a preference. So that's true too. Maybe that's something I have to, well, I don't know. There's so many like things that you need to like think about when you're doing this. She's bored by our responses. No, I appreciate them. They're nice. I mean, it's just about what I was expecting. Build 3, height 3. I did want to specify with height. I described it as either shorter than you or taller than you. Which I thought was a pretty good way to like describe it because everybody's a different freaking height. Duh. Maybe a short king wants a shorter queen. Like, who am I to take that from him? Come on. Anyways, results showed average preferences, 3 being the most popular answer across almost all groups. W showed a preference for tomboys that are taller than the individual. Let's go. Short kings want tall queens. That's so true. Do you speak for all short kings, though? Gun to your head. I don't know. Maybe a short king wants like a short queen. You don't know. NB was mostly split between 3 and 2 in regards to height. Like, that's literally the most exciting thing that happened in this part. So average, pretty much average build all around, or no preference. 1D is going to be voice. Voice type, I feel, can be super open-ended when it comes to tomboys. Some prefer a deep voice, and others like an energetic, high-pitched one. Like, fucking... What's her name from, oh, shit. From Toradora? Minori? Like, Minori very much doesn't have a deep voice, but I think you would still call her a tomboy. At least I would still call her a tomboy. I'm 5'9" with my shoes on, but apparently that's still short, so who knows? Who fucking knows, yeah. Minorin, yeah, Minori. Like, she's definitely the type. Yeah, right? She's very, like, is Genki the word for it? Like a Genki tomboy? Like, she's really excited and cool and awesome, but just, like, a little weird. Love her. So, voice. Voice type. Literally, we got more 3s being the winners on this. Most people liked just a nice medium voice, no, not too high, not too low, and then nothing too smooth or too gruff or raspy. Our observations, though, I think these had pretty interesting ones. While both W and NB showed more of a lean toward lower voices, W leaned further toward gruff and raspy quality, while NB gravitated more to a smooth quality. Neat, right? That's cool. Like, they had, like, the same like top choice for voice type, but when it came to voice quality, like, they completely mirrored each other. I love a good rasp, yeah. Or like gruff or like growly. I love that shit. NS showed a preference to 4 voice type, but was completely split between all voice quality choices. I think that's the last time you're gonna hear me say that, because just because NS was such a small gender group to survey, a lot of their answers are split across the board, so just keep that in mind. Why I won't like talk about NS by itself a whole lot. Next, we come to hair. Expression through hair is traditionally extremely important to girls. Traditionally. I say traditionally a lot in here because this has to do a lot with gender roles and like gender like tradition. So keep that in mind. A character's hair is designed with a lot of intention and often says a lot about a character from first glance. That's just good character design, right? Right. My tomboy wife should sound like a decade-old chain smoker. Real. I'm not even gonna hold you to that. You're so right. Get her addicted to nicotine. Let's see which hairstyles are considered to be most tomboy. Yay! This one was fucking crazy. You guys have really strong opinions on hair. Let me tell you what. Okay. The only group that did not pick other hairstyle section were women. Crazy, right? They stuck to no, just here are the bun. Yeah, like a bun. What do you mean bun? What's your deal? Anyways. But yeah, I thought it was really funny. They were just like, well, here are the options. Yeah, they're right. Which I think we'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to read off the rest of these observations. Other responses mostly specified down haircut / styles, bob cut, and messy / wild being the most prevalent descriptions. And I will let you guys know that it was, obviously, like, men are going to be our biggest gender group, so you do need to keep that in mind when comparing them to other gender groups. But I think that, like, comparatively to, like, size-wise, men were the only ones that really, like, they needed to specify which type of hair or, like, what type of style they liked. Because a lot of, like, bob cut and messy, that, I think, counts as down. So I didn't really, like, consider that I needed to specify that you mean, like, a bob cut. So I thought that was really interesting. It makes me wonder that maybe maybe the W group was just like, well, yeah, duh. Like, they thought the same thing. But very interesting. I like it. Other descriptions included half up, half down, long and down, hair that's never been cut, wolf cut, wavy, and pixie cut. Which a lot of these will count as down. Like, but the most popular hair color across all groups were black and brown. I was really, like, not to be biased or anything, but I was kind of expecting red to be, like, up there. Oh, red is number 3, but I wasn't expecting that many responses to black and brown. So, I like it. I like it. Nice and... It's kind of... I kind of like it. The third most popular hair choice was red, with yellow / blonde following that. In regards to body hair, most groups preferred clean shaved, M being the biggest group with this preference. Feel like I'm not surprised. Sorry, I know I'm, like, presenting this with a little bit of, like, a bias, but, like, I'm a tomboy. Like, clean shave preference weak. Real. Too real. I guess people like natural on tomboys, which makes sense, right? Yeah, I guess that makes sense, where it's just, like, don't mess with it too much. Although I also was, like, thinking of, like, anime logic, because, anime logic, they're just like, oh yeah, this is totally my natural hair color, and it's, like, fucking neon pink or neon blue. You know what I mean? But yeah, very interesting. Let's see. The only group that did not pick 5 in the body hair section were NS, but mostly picked 4. So there were... We did have some people in the gender groups. They were just like, all right, get me in there. Okay, body art. This is kind of a little add-on. I felt like this was just a base that I had to cover, although not very common in media. There are tomboys with piercings and or tattoos, and I was interested in the consensus for it. Don't destroy the garden, but still keep it tidy. Hey, we're against deforestation. Real meets real. Real. Okay. So, body art observations. Across all gender groups, at least 2 individuals picked none for tattoos. So that just means that... What is it? I don't know, just at least 2 people picked it. I think that's prevalent when it comes to like the smaller gender groups, so just keep that in mind. Despite it being the most popular choice overall in the tattoo section, none was actually second most within each gender group. I think that's really fucking cool. Like, fuck you mean. So yeah, for tattoos, none was obviously the most answered option, with it being 48.2%, and then 37.7% said they don't care. Cool. You guys are awesome. Piercings, indifferent was the most picked option, with none being the second most. People in the survey, really out here wanting nothing, wanting a pizza with nothing on it. Hey, get me a cheese. Hey, Tony, get me a cheese with nothing. Nothing? Yeah, it's crazy. Just wait until I get into like the gender group breakdowns. It's crazy. But yeah, it is interesting to me though, because when you look at the gender groups broken down, the number one question is just don't care. So I guess just collectively, like, there were enough people that picked none. I think that might, because it's a pretty close number, like 37%, 48.2. I think it came down to like just like those really small couple of individuals that kind of tipped the scales. So I just thought that was interesting. In all gender groups except for NS, at least one individual picked completely tatted. Neat. Across all gender groups in the piercing sections, most showed no preference, with only a few individuals preferring piercing beyond the ears. Neat. People just kind of like ear piercings, and I don't know, to each your own. Part 2, baby! Part 2 is gonna be personality. Hold on, I need to hold my hair back. It's getting in my face. So that's it for our physical appearance. Part 2 is personality. Participants were asked to select answers that best fit their perfect depiction of a tomboy. Traits covered. A, relationship with femininity, because I think that's really, really important. B, personal style. C, likes and dislikes. D, general expression. So 2A, relationship with femininity. Speaking strictly from my own experience, so please take this with a grain of salt. Obviously not everybody's gonna have the same experience I have. I grew up with a really strained relationship with femininity, and noticed in media how tomboys can also have the same struggle in personal relationships with traditionally girly things. The goal with this portion of the survey was to see other people's perspective on how they see tomboys' relationship with it. It's a little weird. It's just kind of like, this is what I think tomboys think about being feminine, basically. As femininity and the aversion to it is the foundation of tomboys. Or I like to think so. A grain of meat, exactly. Thank you. So in this portion, we will be looking at comfort expressing femininity, comfort with others expressing femininity, comfort expressing masculinity, and personal gender. There's a lot. This is a word burger, my bad. Personal gender expression, identity, and others' perceptions of them. Neat, right? Okay. So this is gonna be a lot right off the bat. So this is just the graphs themselves. Over here we've got outward gender personality in traditional sense. So what this means is how an individual expresses themselves within the lens of gender, if that kind of makes sense. So basically, if you act more boyish or more girly. So if you like being outside, rolling around in dirt, being nasty, dirty, like traditionally masculine hobbies, or if you like doing traditionally girly things, you like to stay clean. What else? I don't really know girly things. Like getting your nails done, like small little things like that. Douchey Bert! Femininity, she says. Yeah, douchey Bert. No, does she get like her nails done, or she like does not care about stuff like that? Does she wear makeup? Like, kind of a general sense of that, right? Opinion on other, oh fuck, I didn't even go talk about the result. Yeah, anyways, obviously tomboy, duh. Outward gendered personality is gonna lean more towards boyish. Interestingly, did not go all the way on the scale of boyish. If I remember correctly, I told participants to think of these things as like, if you pick one side or the other. Those are going to be the absolute, like, absolute extremes. So literally a 1 would be literally a man in a woman's body. So 2 is going to be our most commonly answered one, that being, at least the way I interpret it, is very masculine, but you can tell that it's still that she's still a girl. Like, there are a couple things in there, like, obviously not a whole lot, like, it's not too crazy, but still very much like a boyish personality. Opinions on other women, number 3 ruled out, so just kind of like, whatever, not kind of neutral. Is she okay being referred to with masculine words such as bro, dude, or sir, like unintentionally as like sir or whatever? 1 being hates it, 5 being likes it. Most people lean towards 4. I feel like this is just like applies to most people nowadays. Like, bruh is such a fucking like common word in our vocabulary now. Bruh or dude, like that type of shit. So yeah, obviously likes it. Like, probably not all the time, but like maybe not like being called sir would probably tick her off. That's how I would like interpret that. But yeah. Opinion on, thank you, cat, thank you. Opinion on femininity. I might have to step away real quick to feed the cat. Maybe in like a couple minutes here. Perfect tomboy, in my opinion, is a girl that has a bunch of male interests: fishing, hunting, shooting guns and stuff. Sounds like you want a fucking hunting, like, camping girl. But also on the side, get turbo girly about things. I see. Tomboy childhood friend I mentioned would throw worms at me when we'd fish because I hated it, but her entire room was pink. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I love that shit. Dude, I was the same way. My whole room had a lot of pink shit in it, but this is a lot, like, where I think that a lot of nuance comes into it. I was very much a tomboy when I was a little kid, but my room was full of girly stuff, and that's not because I wanted it, but it was because my mom liked it for me. And as a kid, you feel like you don't have that much agency, so I just kind of went along with it, but there's a lot of stuff in my room that I didn't like. So, very interesting, right? Next is going to be opinion on femininity. Pretty much, well, not, like, almost half of everybody picked respects femininity but enjoys masculine things more. Yeah, that makes sense. Second most was likes both girly and guy stuff equally, and then third was going to be hates girly stuff outwardly, secretly really likes it. I thought that was really important. That was a really important distinction, because I will say this a lot as we go, but there is, in case you guys don't know what gap moe means, it's basically finding cuteness out of contradiction. So a lot of tomboy, like, a lot of what a lot of people find, like, attractive about tomboys is that gap moe. So being a tomboy, but then, like, on the side, like, really, like, quietly actually kind of liking girly things, that is a very attractive quality. So I did want to, like, look into that as well. And then we have some other responses. VTuber viewers would never know what that means. What? I fucking love gap moe. Yeah, me too. Dude, me too. I like the, like, reverse gap moe. I like it when it's, like, I guess Marine Kitagawa. I know a lot of people would, like, consider gap moe. Oh yeah, they would never know what that means. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know who watches this. Fuck. But yeah, I like the reverse, like Marine Kitagawa. If you squint hard enough, you could call her a tomboy. You gotta squint real hard though. But I like it when girls are, like, super outwardly girly, like they get their nails done and everything, and, like, it's like pretty much a gyaru, but, like, they're very, like, masculine, like divorced dad core. Like, they'll smoke and listen to, like, old school rock. I love that type of shit. Anyways, continuing off my tangent. We do have some other, I don't know why I put this in. I think this is pretty cut and dry, but I did add an other, option, and we got 5 responses for it. You're describing literally the perfect tomboy. Yeah. But yeah, other responses was enjoys validation, therefore can be groomed into being interested in anything. Crazy. Crazy thing to say. You want to groom your girlfriend? What the fuck? Varies case by case, obviously. You're right on the nose. Highly dependent on the type of tomboy, yeah. Secretly feminine doesn't really understand how being feminine works. I like that one. That one I did not like. That's a really good answer that I did not consider. And then the last one is I don't care. Hey, guess what gender group I don't care falls under? I think it's really like at first I was like, huh, how rude. And then I looked at the gender group they're in and I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I'll wait for responses to that. W. Oh, NB then? Yeah, NB. It was NB. And I was like, oh, yeah, duh. Of course you don't care. And then does she have a secret girly hobby? 83.6% said yes. 16.4% said no. Like, get my way, bro. How comfortable is she in a skirt/dress? This is really important to me because I am very uncomfortable in skirts and dresses, personally speaking. I cannot, stand it. Like, I used to be really okay with it. Sometimes I would like it, and then, I don't know what happened. Slowly, after a little bit, I was like, I don't feel good in this. I feel ugly. So, obviously, a lot of people lean towards, too, being, hates it, but I think hates it but can wear it. Like, if they have to, they'll wear it. Let's see. Next is, does she like being called a tomboy? Most were 3. I interpret that as just, not really caring. Cool. Um, and then mostly on the side of, 3, 4, and 5. Just either, doesn't care if somebody calls them a tomboy, or, is like, yeah, I am a tomboy, duh. And then does she like being called cute? Again, that got Moe. I really wanted to phone in on that. 1 being hates it, 5 being loves it. Everybody lean towards loves it. Cause who doesn't like being called cute, right? Shit, I call guys cute all the time. Fuck, Sheep calls guys cute all the time. I have a lot of art saved of tomboy VTubers in super girly dresses looking embarrassed. Oh no. I know people really like that, but it's also just like, no! I don't know. I can't do it because I'm just like, oh. I don't know. It makes me feel gross. I'll wear it if I have to, but I'm just like, oh, get this thing off of me. Okay, I'm gonna go. We're gonna take a quick break before we get into the observations of this portion. And I'm gonna go feed my cats, and we'll be right back. Okay? Okay, cool. See you guys in 2 minutes tops. Sorry, I forgot to run ad. I don't care. Oh boy. Okay, the results are here. Yeah, they're here. Welcome. He kisses his homies goodnight. He always does, man. Like, actually, every time he signs off fucking VC, he'll go, He gives his homies goodnight kisses. But yeah, welcome in. Quickly grab your bagel. They're on the side. Cream cheese. Okay. We went over, what was this portion? What was this portion? Relationship with femininity. I literally already forgot. Okay. So those are the results for that. Observations. Overall consensus shows a preference for a tomboy that is outwardly boyish with a clear aversion to being feminine, but is still respectful of femininity. We're getting food too. I want a bagel. Yeah, there's bagels on the side. I got cream cheese, really hot coffee, but that's about it. No water. You guys are gonna be dehydrated with me. The only gender groups that selected misogynist on the opinion on other women section were M and NS. I'm so glad I added the option to say, like, yeah, tomboys are misogynists. So, yeah, pass the used singular Newport cigarette around the table chat. Oh, that's right. We got 3 packs of Newports. You guys have to share them, because I'm not running back out to the gas station. I just thought that was funny. it was M and NS. W and NB did not choose misogynist, but they did. There are a couple that choose that picked 2. So interesting. Following the last oh, here we go. Duh. I was literally about to fucking talk about it. Following the last observation, the only gender group that did not pick philogynist. In case you don't know what philogynist is, it's literally the opposite of misogynist. In case you don't have like you don't have critical thinking. My dad went to the gas station for Newports 5 years ago. Oh, brother. Buddy. If you go out and get milk right now, I think you can catch them. In case you don't know Greek, you plebeians. Exactly. I didn't know it was called philogynist. I had to Google it before putting it on the survey. Alright. We never saw him again. Following the last observation, the only gender group that did not pick philogynist was NB, and in fact did not pick higher than a 3, overwhelmingly 2, being the most popular answer in that group. Crazy. They said we only respect women just a little bit. I just think that's a really funny thing. Interestingly, most opinions swayed on tomboys disliking wearing skirts or dresses or preferring masculine hobbies or interests. Many people also prefer tomboys enjoying being called cute or having a secret girly hobby. Yes, I'm back! We've been continuing. Where have you been? I told you it was only take like 2 minutes tops. Next. Personal style. That says a lot about your personality. Someone's personality shines best through their choice of clothes, and if they're caught up with the trends or just don't care. This portion of the survey sought to gather data on what fashion trends and choices were most tomboy to individuals. Let's go. So this section, I'm kind of regretting having it be select all that apply. I kind of wish that I had it be just pick one, like multiple choice. Girls in suits, grah! Me as fuck. But yeah, personal style. People were allowed to choose whichever ones they wanted, or however many they wanted, with the option to choose other. So majority picked relaxed or casual. So we're talking just like really plain shit, or like oversized hoodies, big ass sweaters, maybe like a t-shirt, some jeans, basketball shorts, shit like that. Something that you can be comfy in. Where's the girl that hits you option? We'll get there. It's not in this part yet. That's me. I'm the one in thrift / repurposed. Hey, guess what? You weren't the only person. Oh yeah, this is. I have to censor. There's a censor bar in there. But anyways, this is. You're not alone in that because somebody put in vintage slash retro, which I think could also fall in line with thrift slash repurposed. We also got mechanic slash trade worker. Let's go. Kind of really like that. Or flavorless. Hey. Anyways, second most popular option was sporty. That I'm kind of surprised, like casual and relaxed, won out over sporty because usually sporty like clothing is gonna be, um, kind of the more like traditional option. I think like when you think tomboy, it's like yeah, it's a sporty athletic girl. True. I think that reasonably is aligns with the thrift. Hell yeah. What was the second most or third most popular besides those two? Because I mean, those two by a landslide is crazy. Uh, third most popular was country. Y'all like farmers. I see you. Y'all like farmers and cowboys. I understand. Casual slash relax wear was the most popular option on personal style, just barely beating sporty. That is crazy. It's 75.5% versus 79.1. And then fashionable. Are you trendy or do you not know how to fucking dress yourself? So one is doesn't know how to dress themselves, five being trendy. Obviously we trended more in the negative. So when I say trend more in the negative, I mean more towards one rather than five. Sorry, that's just the way my brain works. We did trend more towards like not really that trendy, but like is able to dress themselves, like is able to put together like a reasonable outfit. I think number two is my personally for me. Number two is gonna be for me because it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna wear really baggy jeans and then also like a really fucked up wolf t-shirt. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like a fucked up wolf t-shirt where it's like three wolves on it and a full moon and there's a thunderstorm.
Oh, dude, I wish you could turn your camera on so I could show off all my shirt you got me for my birthday.
Oh my god, I got one. Hold on, I can just show it on stream. Hold on.
I wore it on my birthday.
You did, and I'm so happy.
Hey, yo, check it.
Ugh. It's a really good t-shirt. Hold, we're side. Hold on. Sidetracking because I need to show you guys this t-shirt. It's really good. Do I know how to pick a fucking shirt or what? Hardest shirt I've ever seen in my life. Thank you very much. Shape, why were you playing Cyberpunk the other day? I seen it. That's solid. Hey, this is my stream, not Sheep stream. We got important things to discuss, guys.
The other day, I was playing it today.
Yeah.
Why was I playing Cyberpunk? Because it's a good game and I never actually finished it. Gang.
Anyways.
Okay.
Sorry. There's a lot. I have 53 slides to go through.
Oh.
Blah. Anyways. Yeah. It's a pretty good shirt. He wore it on his birthday. It's kind of awesome. Let's see. WNB and NS Group actually leaned more towards tomboys being unfashionable, while M Group was averaging in the middle. Which I think is hilarious. I think it's so funny. That implies, at least to me, that implies that everybody but men think that tomboys are actually less trendy, and men think that tomboys are pretty trendy. Like, I think it's so funny. Next, likes and dislikes. Self-explanatory, surveying what hobbies, likes, and dislikes are tomboy-like. We got a lot of slides to go through here. Or not slides, but charts. No, it's actually this. Men know how to dress even less. Real. Okay, word. Okay. Shit. So, how big is our appetite? We lean towards a big appetite. We love girls that can eat.
Big back.
Big back. Big back, real. Because food's yummy. Who doesn't want to eat? Does she smoke? You guys lean towards the negative. You guys said no. No smoking. Which, Whatever. Hey, Tony, let me get a cheese with nothing. Nothing?
Smoking's bad for you.
Yeah, but it looks cool as fuck. Coward! Thank you, Gas Mask. Gas Mask knows what's up.
I don't want to taste cigarettes when I kiss somebody.
What about, like, just, like, occasional smoking? What if you're also a smoker? You have to think about other people's perspectives.
Yeah, but that's not what you're asking. You're asking my perspective.
I know. Don't mean to exclude you, streamer, but yeah. Shut the fucking hell up.
What does that mean?
Because majority said no smoking.
She don't even smoke. Don't let the front like scare it. Don't let her front. She don't even smoke like that.
Not anymore.
Because I shamed her into stopping.
Well, I don't work as a bartender anymore. That is the most important part. But anyways, how big of a drinker is she? You guys want more average. Just like an occasional drinker, sure, whatever, guys. Does she like the outdoors? Yes, very much so. We averaged number 4 for liking the outside. And then we have hobby and passion, select all that apply. This is a little less of like a landslide than the fashion one was. But you guys mostly voted for sports / athletics, which, yeah, understandable. Which I think is weird, because you guys picked casual / relaxed, like, personal style as number 1, but then sports and athletics was the number 1 hobby or passion. I was gonna bring that up as feedback too. It's cool, right? It's really interesting. 3's all around mediocrity. Yeah, no, you're so right. That is what happens when you give people sliding scales. The answers are way better when it's pick 1 or multiple choice than when it's a sliding scale. You might be right. Maybe we do that for next year's census. But anyways, observations when asked about smoking habits, a majority of groups preferred non-smokers, while the W group preferred occasional smokers, 3 being their top answer. Crazy. Especially considering how big of like a difference this chart has. Like, it's majority number 1, leaning to 2, and then it just drops off. So a majority of those 3 votes are going to be women. Non-binary preferred small appetites, while both M and W leaned heavily into big appetites. Whoa, that's cool. Interesting bodies. Interesting hobbies on the bottom. Yeah. Very interesting. We had a lot of people that just kind of didn't care. Art is cool. We got one for art. I didn't even like think about that. This one I fuck with, crazy style. I'm thinking specifically divorced dad vibe. That's what the full answer was. I fuck heavy with that. They understand the appeal. We got my dick under hobby / passion. That was one of the responses. For hobby / passion being my dick.
Oh, there they are.
And I think that's the, like, one of the other... This is the one that says, what is it? Shit. No, not shit. I don't care. Where the fuck is it? I can't find it. But that's the one who's like, I don't care. I have to go pee. Wowie, yeah. Yeah. Art / poetry. Sensitive artist tomboys. Should have said their own dick. My dick, 4chan. 4chan can be a hobby. Hey, you never know. But yeah. Interesting options here. Next, we have general expression. I wanted to wrap up this portion of the survey by rounding off general quirks and behaviors that are common amongst tomboys. So this is a little just random personality quirks that I thought of. I'm surprised you didn't put reading in there, because I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh shit. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about it. That's what I'm saying, is people have different, like, expectations, that's why I added the other option, because I was like, obviously there's going to be something that I'm missing, so let me see what other people think. But anyways, going on, personality quirks. Is she kind? Everybody leaned towards 4. Hell yeah. We love a kind-hearted gal. 4 people did pick 1, and I think there's at least 1 in each gender group. I don't think I mentioned that in the observations, but yeah. um, 1, oh, by the way, I should have labeled these. 1 being, let me double check it, because I kind of did these weird, and I wanted to do them, like different, like, than just being 1 being least likely and 5 being most likely, or, like, whatever, just because, some people will just get into the habit and, like, not really pay attention when doing that, so who knows? Maybe we had some people, like, get into the rhythm of things and didn't even, like, realize. So, hold. Let me just pull up this survey real quick so I'm reading you the correct scales here. Yes, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. 1 being bully and 5 being kind-hearted. Next is she violent? We had a majority go for 3 being kind of like either doesn't care or like a tendency towards violence, but like not outwardly violent. 1 being peaceful, and then 5 being always getting into fights. We did lean more towards the 4, but hell yeah. Because what do we love? We love the type of woman that can kick our ass. Duh. Fuck this shit. Is she gross? This is a nice one. I like this. This chart. 1 being nasty, 5 being hygienic. Nobody wants a nasty gal. We have learned. We got 6 people that want nasty gals. Most people lean towards more hygienic, but not having to be like a clean freak about it. Need a woman who will just chuck me across the room. Exactly. Thank you. But yeah, most people lean towards like they wash their hands after going to the bathroom, but like they'll burp. That's what I interpret for as being, which fair. Sometimes I like a nasty gal, but fair. I also wanted to put down like doesn't flush toilet or forgets to. Shit in the toilet without flushing type. Exactly. Next we have, hold on, I have to pull it up because it's like so out of order. Next we have is she confident, but I can't find it anywhere. Hold. There's a lot in this section. Here we go. Is she confident? 1 being self-loathing, 5 being very confident. We leaned more towards very confident. I think that's going to be a key factor with tomboys, at least in this survey. I think one trait that people find most desirable in tomboys is the confidence in being themselves and like not really like being ashamed of it. Like it. Next, we have, does she have a sense of justice? 1 being not at all, 5 being a very strong sense of justice. Majority 4s in that. We like somebody who's willing to speak up for others. We like that. All right, okay. Next is, does she have a temper? 1 being very calm, 5 being hot-headed. We geared towards a little bit of a temper on them. Next we have, is she sensitive? Where is it? I love a vigilante woman. Is she sensitive? 1 being very sensitive, 5 being not sensitive at all. We got a pretty middle of the road response to this, leaning more towards very sensitive. And you'll see why, which is I think is really interesting. We have a couple more. Does she care about her appearance? 1 being not at all, 5 being cares too much. Sorry. 5 being too much. We got, again, 3s. With a lean towards 2 being not really caring. Sick. Cool. Love it. How well can she express her feelings? 1 being bottles everything. 5 being wears heart on sleeve. we're kind of averaging here with a lean towards wears hard on sleeve. So we like an emotionally vulnerable person. Is what we're getting here. Oh, and then how shameless is she? I.e., be comfortable being naked around other people, shit like that. One being very shameless, 5 being prudent. We leaned more towards being shameless. Number 2 being our most commonly answered response. So not completely shameless, but like I'm sure it's kind of like I'm okay wearing just a bra around other like men or like other people, like not too uncomfortable with that. So our observations here, in regards to being violent, M stayed pretty middle of the line, while all other gender groups leaned more towards violent tendencies. That's what I like to hear. Hell yeah, you're right. While M prefers more hygiene, W, NB, and S all actually stay middle of the road, and S actually screen towards nasty. Whoa, that's so cool. I really like that. I think it's neat. It kind of shows that like M prefers a more traditionally like feminine like woman, but like not too feminine. So I think that's neat. When it comes to potty mouth, M and NS stayed middle of the road, whereas W and NB picked higher on the scale. They want a fucking sailor mouth, baby. Sailor mouth. In regards to emotional self-expression, W and NB groups have completely opposite stats. W lean more towards being guarded, while NB lean towards being open. Which is crazy to me, because I feel like, stereotypically women are more like, share your feelings. It's healthy to let it all out. Meanwhile, they're just like, okay, they literally like bottle everything up. Like in this survey. Neat. I like that. Interesting. Part 3. Relationships. We're into relationships, baby. I think this is really important. Participants were asked to select... I think all of this is important. Sorry, I keep saying it, but like... I don't know. It is. Part 3 is relationships. Participants were asked to select answers best fit their perfect depiction of a tomboy traits covered. Trope. Which I know it's kind of a weird thing to add into relationships, but that I think concerns relationship with the self. Because as humans, we like packaging things into like little labels. And finding labels that describe ourself, I think is really convenient. And people can latch on to that label that they pick for themselves. And that will kind of influence the way that they act and behave. So that's why I added trope into here. Second is familial. Third is peer-to-peer relationships. And then D is social capabilities. Let's get into it. So this is a bit of a strange first section of the relationships portion, but I thought using tropes as a way to generalize how a character interacts with themselves and the world provided a decent basis for the relationships. Take otaku, for example. One may take this as someone who may be kind of awkward socially, but is a social butterfly when talking about their favorite anime, manga, or talking online, stuff like that. So, we're doing trope! Yay! So this one, we have no charts. We only have data. Just raw number data. So here were the options given to participants. We have star athlete, beefonin, bully, crossdresser, farmer's daughter, gamer chick, bruiser, hackette, wrench, wench, otaku, or outdoorsy gal, short tank, squadette, and then other if anybody wanted to put in whatever they wanted. If anybody doesn't know what any of these are, I think they're pretty self-explanatory, but just raise your hand and I'll explain it to you. But I think we're all pretty aware of what all of these are, I hope. But anyways, continuing on. So I broke these down from gender groups and then our overall top 5. So overall top 5 are going to be outdoorsy gal. I looked it up when I was filling it out. So okay, good. Bruiser, we know what bruiser is. They beat their husbands. No. Somebody who likes to fight. But yeah, overall top 5, outdoorsy gal, 1, most in frequency. Second being otaku, and then third being farmer's daughter. And then fourth, star athlete, which I'm surprised. Star athlete did not win the trope. Crazy. And then gamer chick being fifth. Need a girl to take me camping because I have no camping supplies and have zero fucking clue on how to actually camp. What do you mean? It's actually so easy. You just set up. Okay, you need. I love camping. I've been going camping in such a long time. I want to go camping. 3-way tie. Wow, yeah, it's crazy. But oh yeah, it is a 3-way tie between otaku, farmer's daughter, and star athlete. Whoa! But outdoorsy gal wins. Star athletes are usually too popular. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like crazy how that didn't win. Camping's so fun. I haven't gone camping in such a long time. It makes me sad. I love camping. I love fishing. I miss fishing with my dad. Fuck. Okay, I gotta take my dad fishing when he comes to visit. As in socially, I suppose. But it's still like tomboyish. I feel like social standing doesn't really like whether you're socially like reclusive or like extroverted. I don't think that has any bearing on whether or not you're a tomboy. So top 5 in each gender group because they're varying, like there are different top 5s. So I have this ordered by like how I was gonna have it ordered by most responses, but now that I remember that NB was second biggest group, I have it ordered M, W, NB, and S. We're talking about the tomboy GF fantasy. It does relate because some people probably imagine someone not that popular socially. Depends on who you ask. Because I think with a lot of women, Beefonin, I think falls under tomboy. I mean, it does fall under tomboy category, but Beefonin is a very popular category among women. And they're typically shown as being super duper popular. Like literally all the girls want her. Women want her. Like usually super popular. So, at least from what I like noticed. Oh, forgot my other responses. Sorry. Other responses included Japanese country girl mechanic is good too, which would be wrench winch or farmer's daughter. Fly on the wall who likes to passively learn through observation with niche hobbies such as creating stat sheets to reflect the style of which her local grocers bag groceries. Okay. So this response, I don't know if you're in the audience or not, but I just need to tell you I don't know if you're aware, but that's autism, I think. You want the autistic Riz. That's totally fine. But you could have just condensed it to autism. Like literally, I was telling Sheep about that, and he was like, "Does he not know what autistic is?" Sorry, I love that. That's my favorite response to this question. I was thinking about that one Japanese kickboxer named Mona Kimura when I chose star athlete. Yeah, they're very like it's a tomboy thing. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, literally that is my favorite response, hands down, out of everything in this survey. That is my most favorite response. It's just like he took a long way just to get to autistic. Anyways, a personality that doesn't make me want to play Russian roulette with a fucking 1911. Fair. Okay? You know, I'll take that. And then last one is she is a woman. Zendran, hello, we're going over my survey. Can I get that's a lot of words for a girl with autism. That one's had some bad experience in life, I imagine. Either that or just like they've had bad experiences with like flanderized anime girls, which like fair, because there are some like anime girl tropes where it's just like, oh my god, shut the fuck up! Shut up! Anyways, I'm gonna start a poll on Twitch real quick. We're gonna do what gender group said she is a woman. Was it M? Was it W? Was it NB? Or was it NS? Let's start the poll. What up, sheep? No, I know you're still here. Let's see. Might not just like women and don't realize it yet. That's also like a really valid. Alright, alright. We're getting our you're my workout background noise. Yay! Yippee! We're getting our results in. You guys have a couple seconds left. I won't say anything that spoils it. But I do think it's funny. Okay. So, out of the 3 people that voted, you guys voted M being the gender group that said she is a woman. You guys lost your points. The correct answer is gonna be NB. NB was that response. This being a question is fascinating. Yeah, that's where I was just like, that's crazy. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Very unexpected, but I liked it. I liked it. Very, yeah. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. But anyways, we continue. I just thought that was fun. So top 5 of each gender group. So for the M group, Outdoorsy Gal was our top. Star Athlete being second, and then Farmer's Daughter being third. Kind of almost mirrors our overall. But they also liked Otaku or Gamer Chick, which I think is really neat. That's in my observations. Next, for the W group, Befonin was our most popular pick, with Otaku, Farmer's Daughter, Outdoorsy Gal, and Gamer Chick following that. NB also picked Befonin as top answer, Otaku, Bruiser, Outdoorsy Gal, and Short Tank following that. And then in our NS group, Bully was our number 1 answer, with Bruiser and Star Athlete following that. So, obviously, NS must not have very good opinions on tomboys. But, yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Onto our observations. Most other responses came from the M group. Only one was from NB, which is she is a woman. Interesting. Both W and NB's top pick was Befonin, which doesn't really surprise me. Befonin was a very, is a very, like, androgynous trope. So that doesn't really surprise me that won out for both of those both of those groups. Let's see, Otaku and Outdoorsy Gal is prevalent in all gender groups except for NS. NS's selections lean more towards violent or active tropes. What is Befonin? Befonin is gonna be your handsome women. They're more like, think of like, if you go like a host club, like, oh, fucking perfect. Haruhi from Ouran High School Host Club. That's a Befonin. So it's gonna be like a handsome woman who's very gentlemanly, and just, yeah, kind of acts like a knight, pretty much. I think that's like the best way I can describe it. Like a knight in shining armor, but it's a woman. Like Utena. Does Utena count as Befonin? I don't know what either of those are. Okay, let me show you a quick, we can show you an example real quick. Befonin. I don't think I've ever met someone like that, like a real person IRL or online. Really? Yeah, there are people like this. So it's kind of this vibe. It's literally a handsome woman. I love a handsome woman. I think if you know like Uma Musume, I count Gold Ship as a Bifonin. At least her anime design. This is Bifonin. It's very handsome. I really like it. Gold Ship, my beloved. But yeah, basically a handsome woman who like charms women. I fucking knew you were gonna bring up Gold Ship. She is! Kind of like this vibe. Very princely. Princely, not knightly. Princely is like the best description of it. A princely woman. Basically, yeah, you get the gist. That's a Bifonin. More of a fan of Super Creek though? Same. Hey, Austin, me and you are gonna be good friends. Me and you are gonna get along just fine. But anyways, M's top 5, interestingly, are split between some kind of outdoorsy trope and then nerdy tropes. I thought that was cool. Because it's either like an outdoorsy woman or like a complete fucking shut-in. Like no like in between of that. I liked it. And then only NS and NB have Bruiser in their top 5. So sorry, twin. I'm playing Goo Goo Babies with Super Creek samesies. Okay, next we got familial relationships. I was interested to note what people would have to say on the familial relationships that tomboys have. There's a lot of nuance on how a person behaves based off of how their family treats them. A lot of tomboys end up being more masculine despite their overly feminine mothers. That being me. I bring that up because that's very, like, personal to me. No, yeah, no worries, have fun. That's very personal to me. Growing up, I was very much a tomboy. I acted a lot like my dad. And my mom kind of did not like it because I was her only daughter. She wanted me to act like a daughter, and I did not want to do that. I just was not comfortable being very feminine. So there was some, butting heads, but my mom's pretty chill about it now. But anyways, our results. Does her mother like that she's a tomboy? So in these, 1 is being hates it, 5 is being loves it. I think I put it down there, yeah. Where do women that fit the description of divorced dad correspond at? That's a good question. I've seen a lot of them in New York City. That makes sense. New York, you might have some good luck, probably in the deep south. You'll have to do some digging, but you'll find them. California is a good place. Tokyo, I think. I think that's it I can really think of. You gotta look real hard to find them, but they're there. Trust and believe. You check dive bars. Check that. If a bar has at least 5 pool tables, you'll find one. All 3, bro. That's like 3,000 miles away. Go to a dive bar. You'll find one. You'll find one. Trust and believe. But anyways, yeah. Does her mother like that she's... It's all 3s that win, by the way. We're leaning towards negative on mother. Lean more towards positive on father. Kind of right in the middle with brother. And then sister, mostly in the middle, but we lean more towards in the negative, and we'll get into that. And then we have did you grow up with brothers/brotherly figures? Most people said yes. Did she grow up with a strong relationship with her father over her mother? Most people said yes. And then does she want to have her own family? Not overwhelmingly, but most people said yes. Second most answered was doesn't care, and then no, doesn't want her own family, being the least answered option. So here are our observations. In regards to maternal relationships, only M and W picked 5. 5 being that mother loves that she's a tomboy. NB and NS sticking to mainly 3s and below. Fortunately, I have a rule that I won't date a girl I meet in a place I wouldn't be comfortable comfortable with her going to every single night alone, so I will have to avoid the bar girls. Damn, you get some gems in there. At least go to like make friends. You get gems in there, man. I'm telling you. Otherwise, it's really hard. Maybe like rock concerts, like indie rock concerts. I think you'll have a good. Find like indie rock concerts. Like if you find like a concert that's at like a youth like at a music collective, you got a high chance. Like a real niche indie band, you'll have a good chance of finding them there. But anyways, yeah. M and NS group skewed higher when it came to fraternal relationships. Yeah, house shows, garage shows, you get really good chances there. All my hobbies are like 99% male dominated. That's where you gotta find the fucking, you'll find women in there. Trust and believe. If you want a divorced dad rock core, you gotta go to where the divorced dad rock is. That's where you'll find them. Anyways, yeah, fraternal relationships. What is it? Oh, fraternal relationship stats were extremely middle of the road across all gender groups. Crazy, right? And then sororal relationship stats were weird when looking at individual groups. M and W majority picked 3, but skewed downward, saying that, like, sororal relationships are usually strained when somebody's a tomboy. And then NB is all over the fucking place, 1 being the most popular answer, but then 3, 4, and 5 following. Weird. And then I think NS was just split all across the board because there was only 4 individuals. The method to find a tomboy wife is getting introduced to her because your dads are friends. Exactly. That is a good way. But yeah, and then only M group had the most individuals select yes in the does she want to have her own family section. All other groups primarily picked doesn't care. Y'all have instinctual drives. Like, I can't fucking blame y'all for that. Next, we have peer-to-peer relationships. So similarly to familial relationships, relationships with peers can influence a person's gender expression. You found community. So this is like hypothetically, say you're a tomboy. You found community and familiarity being masculine, but now you want to explore femininity, but feel uncomfortable stepping out of your comfort zone. Would a tomboy be able to approach other girls, or would she be complacent hanging out with guys? Has she found a nice balance between both worlds, or does gender not factor at all? We do got... no, not mostly 3s. Mostly 3s. So, we have, do feminine peers admire her? A majority is like, yeah, fucking whatever, not really admire. Mostly 3s. We do skew towards positive, which is nice. Do masculine peers admire her? This is crazy, because it's like just a little bit on the 1s and 2s, and then it jumps to 3s and 4s. And then also lots of 5s for masculine peers admiring. And then on a scale, is her friend group mainly guys, girls, or a good balance? Most people went towards a good balance, although skewing more towards mostly women. Or I think that's mostly guys. Hold. I'm checking the survey. Mostly guys. We're actually skewing more towards mostly guys. Number 2. 1 being mostly guys, 5 being mostly girls. So, cool. Mostly a good balance, but probably more guys. So observations. Do her feminine peers admire her? Had fascinating responses compared to each gender group. While M skewed towards the middle, W and NB leaned positively, and NS was mainly in the negative. Damn. Crazy. Okay. Masculine peers section, interestingly, all looked very similar across all groups, 4 being the top response except in W. And then I don't remember what the top response in W was. Next is friend group ration. Friend group ratio. I misspelled it. Friend group ratio is also really cool comparing answers between groups, even if the overall favorite was a good balance. So M skewed to more masculine friends, while W, NB, and NS skewed towards more feminine friends. So, neat little tidbit. Next, we have social capabilities. A good way to round off this section is whether or not tomboys are very good socially or can be awkward to talk to. I intentionally left these kinds of open-ended. I intentionally left these kind of open-ended. Once paired with answers from previous sections, you can kind of get a pretty good idea of what kind of person someone is describing. So, here we go. Don't you have trust issues? I need to pull up the survey again. I didn't put the fucking scale in here. Does she have trust issues? 1 is trusts everyone, and 5 is extremely guarded. Pretty middle of the road, although we do skew more towards extremely guarded. I feel like that's just kind of a gender, like, we're putting our societal gender lenses on. Being guarded is regarded to be like a little bit more of a masculine trait rather than a feminine trait. So I think maybe that might have something to do with it. Is she sociable? 1 being a loner, 5 being social butterfly. We stayed pretty middle of the road, although skewed more towards being social. So neat. We like a social gal. We like a gal who knows how to speak to people and not like want to piss themselves when a social opportunity presents themselves. And then do people enjoy interacting with her? And I did want to just capture like that outside perspective on them, because I think that's so important on like whether or not that makes a tomboy. So 1 is very awkward, 5 is very lovable. Everybody skewed more towards very lovable. Let's go. We love a lovable gal. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, dude. I would want somebody likable. Although this is where we start to get a little bit into like the girl failure territory, because there's like girl failure tomboys, and I love the ones who just don't know how to fucking interact. Those are really fun. I like that. So NB and NS skewed more towards awkward social, or I don't know why I typed it like that. What the fuck? NB and NS skewed more towards socially awkward than M and W's middle road answers. And then adding on to that, W actually skewed more towards socially confident compared to M. Need girl failure to DIY project. This is a weekend project. I gotta work on a girl failure. I'll be right back. That's awesome. Okay, and then W and M were the only groups to pick 1 for do people enjoy interacting with her. Really? I forgot about that. We got the binary gender saying like, yeah, I want a socially awkward. Like, motherfucker. Hell yeah. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Oh, okay, that brings us to the end. Our very last question, I feel, is the most important question. The most important question. I said it to fade in way too long, but does she love you? I was really interested to see the results, and does she love you? And the results are... she loves us! Woo! She loves us! The majority just barely voted yes. She does love me. Give yourself a round of applause. Epic transition there, thank you. I worked really hard on it. Who are the masochists that voted anything other than yes? Well, let me tell you about that. There are complicated things. But anyways, I don't know, there are some people that are just like, nah, maybe she doesn't. But anyways, yes, mostly we got yeses. Second most, or no, we have a tie between maybe and it's complicated, and we have just a couple of responses that said no. This, okay, so I also separated it by gender group. So this is our M group. M group mostly picked yes. Hell yeah. We had a small majority pick no. Second most picked answer was maybe. They like the suspense, which I can respect it. I also like being like put in suspense. The slow burn even. Who doesn't love a slow burn? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Is there I just spilled water all over my fucking self. God. Okay. And then third most answered was it's complicated. Now, onto the W group. W group mostly said yes, but it was pretty close to it's complicated. Fail girl, shut up! No! Shut up. Spilled water all over her desk. No, all over myself. And then they also said maybe is the least answered from our W group. Next, our NB group. NB group also mostly said yes. Soggy dog. I'm gonna smell like wet dog. Fuck. But anyways, yeah. NB group also mostly picked yes. Let's fucking go. Love that you guys love yourselves. Second most was it's complicated. Kind of like the W group. I don't think I put it in my observations, but that's cool. How like I feel like M was skewed more towards positive, which I love that for you guys. Incompetent canine. Shut up! No! No. Not incompetent. I made this survey and I put this slideshow together for you guys. In this office that I rented for you guys. Are you gonna call me incompetent while I got you fucking bagels and Newports? This is a thankless job. Anyways. Ugh. And then NS. Mostly just, it's split between it's complicated and no. How much is the rent? It's like 30 an hour, which I don't think is that bad, but it's pretty up there. Anyways. But yeah, onto our observations. Not bad at all. Yeah, right? It's kind of a steal. It's a virtual fucking office. Observations. NS was the only group to not pick yes or maybe. NS, guys. Let's get that confidence up a little bit, huh? Let's get you in the gym. Let's get you feeling good about yourself. Anyways, W was the only group to not have a single no. Love that for you ladies. Love that for you ladies. Y'all said, no, she loves me. She loves me whether she knows it or not. What is NS? NS is non-specified, so anybody who preferred not to answer what their gender was. Or specify what their gender was. M had the closest tie between it's complicated and maybe. Very close tie. And then a very little less than half of all surveyors said yes. Yay! You guys feel loved and that's great. So, what's next? Conclusions! Or conclusions of the survey. It's not even a, does this real person love you? It's a, do you want this made up person to love you? And they pick anything besides yes. That's why. Maybe I get, because I like the, I too, I like the suspense of like, are they going to be together or not? I think that's an attractive thing that I think that can like kill some relationships, because once you get used to each other, it's just like, okay, well then like, what do we do now? And only the strong relationships persevere. I wonder what the relationship with their parents is like. Real. Thank you so much for the input, sheep. But yeah, conclusions. So overall, the consensus boils down to a pretty basic description of the tomboy trope. A girl that blurs the lines between masculine and feminine. It seems like the more androgynous description fits best, but still have that spark of femme. It seems that gap moe is prevalent in a lot of the responses, with having a girly hobby or wanting to start her own family being desirable, but still shamelessly being themselves, with little regard to gender norms, still being very desirable. The confidence and comfort in oneself entirely is being the thing that, like, yeah, that makes sense. Just like, who fucking cares about gender norms? Like, still clearly a girl, but still kind of like challenges like what it is to be a girl. Kind of more into feminine body now. Back then I was just a bit masculine. What do you mean? Like, you like other women to be more feminine, or you like them to be more masculine, or are you talking about yourself? This you need to keep in mind. Probably a lot of people had someone specific in mind, specific in their life in mind. Yeah, I never really specified that you need to think about like a fictional person. So totally, I know I had like one responder that I was talking to that based their opinions on this off of their wife. But anyways, yeah. We're gonna break down gender groups. The purpose of gender groups in the survey are really important because this is an extremely gendered topic. If it wasn't gendered, it wouldn't be a tomboy. The whole point of a tomboy is that it is a girl that breaks down gender norms. Booster? No. Ellie is not a tomboy. Also, like, I don't know if Ellie... I have to get Ellie's opinion on this, but I don't believe Ellie is a tomboy. Ellie is super into, like, girly stuff. There's somebody in Necro News' community. I don't remember specifically who. But yeah, this is an extremely gendered topic. It's just like literally the baseline of a tomboy is that it is a woman who acts like a man. And the contradiction of that being the attractive part. Because of gender roles and expectations, everyone has different experiences and opinions. Each group paints a different expectation of what a tomboy is. So I think the most like prevalent like example of that is the man group being the group that found wanting a family the most attractive, while all other groups just like was all across the board don't care. If you want to have a family, go ahead, but if you don't, whatever. Which you would think would be the more tomboy like trait, is just not caring about having a family. But the fact that it was the male group, or not male, we're not doing that. We're doing man, woman, because that's literally the best I could do to make this as simple as possible for me. But the man group was the one that said, it's very desirable for me if she wants to have her own family. And I just think that's an interesting, like, take. Not because it's, like, it's a controversial opinion, but just because I think that, like, when I did this survey, I was like, it's gonna be mostly men that say they want a tomboy to want her own family. Because instincts... I don't know. I hate to bring biology in this, but like, I feel like that's usually a pretty like desirable trait in women for men. Yeah, it depends. I want a tomboy GF to go do tomboy things with and have fun for several years and then get married and do normal gender stuff. It makes sense, obviously. Still making time to have fun. Exactly, yeah. But yeah, let's break down conclusions based on gender groups. So the M group, men. Because this is our largest group, it may look like the most like our overall results. So I can't remember if I mentioned that, but the M group was our largest group, so usually our overall results kind of mirror that, their opinion the most. So do keep that in mind when we were talking about that. That's why I really wanted to like emphasize gender groups in this, because very different experience being a man than being a woman. And then like aside from binary genders, being like non-binary. That's why I really wanted to emphasize the differences between the data in that. So biggest difference is more of an emphasis of looking just a little bit more traditionally feminine, while exhibiting more traditionally masculine personality traits. And then like the little sprinkle of femininity too. Like at the bottom line, they still want to act feminine, but like at the surface level, it's mostly like masculine hobbies and like behaviors. Leaning more towards a feminine body shapes and hairstyles, but preferring tropes and hobbies like sports, outdoorsy activities, or being like less polite but not gross. Like I thought that was really cool. That I don't know if I mentioned it in my observations, but the M group was the one that wanted like the tomboy to be very hygienic, whereas the other groups kind of lean more on like, yeah, they're usually gross, right? Yeah, I must have brought it up. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. W group. Fun fact, women were the only group. Fuck, I fucked that up. I'm so sorry. Women was the only group that had 100%, or no, it was supposed to be where, not WERE, WH. Women were the only group where 100% of participants said that they were fans of tomboys. Let's go, women! Kind of epic. This group is fun to compare to M because of the just complete difference in preferences. It's really, I like it. I really like the stark differences. Women prefer tomboys that lean more into traditionally masked physical traits. Tomboy Survey, not fan of tomboys. I know, right? It's a little, I wanted to make sure that I got everybody. That I wanted to get different opinions, but yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. 100% of participants said they were fans of tomboys. But yeah, just as Grolic said when we started the stream, and I should have taken that into account, but that is preference bias, so maybe next year we'll take that into account. But yeah, women prefer tomboys that lean more into traditionally masculine physical traits, more muscular, taller, average or smaller busts, shorter hair. Preferring a bikini tan to a farmer's tan was so funny to me. It was all women. Women, that was the only gender group that preferred a bikini tan to a farmer's tank top tan. And I will never I will never let anybody live that down. They said I like the more scandalous, sexy one. Not to say that a farmer's tank top tan isn't sexy, but I feel like a bikini tan is definitely a little bit more scandalous. I think I picked bikini too. Can't even remember what I picked. Damn. Check on your oh, I don't think you can check on it anymore now that it's closed. Shit. Oh well. But yeah, I thought that was really funny. But not only do they prefer more masculine physical traits, but they also a more masked personality. Smoking and being gross has a higher preference rate than M. Bikini tan do be good. It do be good. I love a bikini tan, but like a one piece bikini tan, like not even like a traditional bikini tan, like that didn't break top 2 to me, which I think is crazy. So I guess that doesn't really like that's still like sexy, but I guess not really sexy on tomboys or not expected of tomboys. So cool. I like that. Smoking is like one of my 5 full deal breakers, so I'm impressed a lot of people didn't care. I'm sure like an occasional smoker isn't like too crazy, but if somebody's like addicted to cigs, I can't do it. I can't even do it. Because it's like, you smell like shit all the time. That's the biggest deal breaker for that, is smelling like shit. But it's hot. Like, speaking as a woman, smoking is hot. It just looks hot. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It just looks hot. It's literally any smoking. Damn. Crazy. Okay, that's fair. Smoking's just bad. But anyways, but yeah, smoking and being gross has a higher preference rate than men. And they lean more heavily into emotional bottle up than being open, whereas M preferred more emotionally open tomboys. Crazy. Don't hate the smell of cigarettes, but I don't want to breathe that in all the time. Fair. Yeah. A responsible smoker would not let you have the secondhand smoke. That was my dad. And then he quit smoking. Every time because I liked hanging out with my dad a lot. So I would always hang out with him outside while he was smoking, which was a lot. And whenever he was outside, he always made sure that I was never like near him so I wouldn't get the secondhand smoke. Very polite of my dad. I don't want to kiss someone that smokes and get that taste in my mouth. Fair. I also hate this. That's what I'm saying. The smell is fucking nasty. So to simplify this, women want more of a guy in a girl's body, while men want a girl who has male hobbies. Yeah, pretty much. That's a pretty, like, concise summary of what we're looking at here. My dad also was a smoker but quit after my mom gave birth to my brother. That's good. That's nice. But yeah, interesting results. Next. Oh, one more thing that I want. Yeah, definitely. Girls want a guy in a girl's body, but I've realized that everything that they describe is like an otome, like love interest. I think it's so funny. Literally, otome love interest is what they've pretty much described here, but like a woman. Girly girl or just plain girl with male hobbies on the side is peak. I like it when it's like a girly girl, but like not just on the side, very much masculine. Like that's Gap Moe to me. I'm just like, oh, nice. Like I love somebody who looks like a southern aunt, but is just like carries a shotgun on her all the time and drives like a really shitty truck. Fuck, that's good. Otome stylish, slick fuckboy type. Exactly. Okay, NB group, non-binary, where all my NBs at. This group was I was the most excited to see the results for. What is it? Because I personally feel, at least, like, this group is the one that is least concerned about traditional gender roles, like, or traditional gender expression. And my expectations were mostly right. The answers are literally all over the place. My hand tracking is, like, not working right now, but if you were to look at all the charts from the NB responses, majority of them look like a, like the I love you sign, like, kind of the rock on, but with the thumb up. They all look like that. It's so fucking weird. We have a mixed bag of physical traits, mask leaning, mainly 3s and 4s when it came to muscularity. We have short to what is it? Huh? Short? Oh, short. Like, height-wise, they like short girls. Medium to short hair, for the most part, from a glance. The consensus falls on some sort of like a mask short stack, something like that. Like, I think they also like wanted. No, I can't remember. I'd have to look at the date again. I know one of them were just like, yeah, we like big titties. Big titties, hell yeah. No. They mostly like small to flat. The personality traits here are also lean more heavy into a rude, violent type with a heart of gold. So we're talking like imagine a boy delinquent, but it's a girl. Big ol' bitties. Like, this is the best way that I can really, like, see this. What was men's preference for chest size and height? I actually have it on here. Let me scroll back up, like, the individual. Where do I have it? Oh, no, I don't. Okay, hold on. So, like, a Sukeban? Sukeban, I feel, is still outwardly feminine. I'm talking, like, she wears, like, a men's uniform and everything. But a girl. Shit, hold on. I gotta bring him. I have, like, a fucking Excel sheet for this that I have to look at. I think it's pretty middle of the road, though. Can I look at Excel, please, and thank you? Oh, I'm gonna have to look on PC, actually. Hold, please! We're getting data. Responses. Viewing sheets. Ding, 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 ding. Stats for men. Let's see, chest size. So chest size. This is still gonna be going by the time I get home. Maybe. Are you almost done? For men, chest sized, majority selected 3. So medium is premium and skewed more towards Oh shit. Yeah, skewed more towards. Ooh, it's actually kind of weird. It's a little split. Mostly threes. We got 2 being the second most popular answer, and then 4 being the third. So it's either medium, small, or kind of big. Very little on like the most extremes of the spectrum. They want boobies. They want some kind of boobie. They just don't want none. Dare I say I'd rather flat than busty? Yeah, hell yeah. We love flat. And then for height, I think it was majority, like average height, like not too tall, not too short. Yeah, threes. Mostly just threes. 4. Whoa, hold on. Hold on, I might be onto something here. So 3 would have been like matching height. Second most answered for men under height are 4s. So maybe a little taller, actually. Not bad. Okay. But anyways, where are we going? But yeah. Most glaring stat here is that the opinion on sororal relationships tip heavily on if a tomboy has a sister. It tips towards the sister hating that the tomboy is a tomboy. That's the only group that had that, which I think is weird. I've always been told my height preferences are weird because I want someone my height and not super short. My height or taller, at least. I don't think that's weird. Everybody has their own preferences. Some people just kind of like somebody their own, like they can talk eye to eye with. Not everybody's into fucking like size difference. So we love tall queens. But yeah, it's crazy. I think it's interesting because the rest of the familial questions have neutral standings for NB group. So, really cool. Next, we're going to get into the NS group. It's a little difficult with this one. This is our smallest gender group of individuals that did not want to disclose their gender identity. Because it's so small, the responses are a bit varied, so it's hard to be conclusive. Many sections ended up being split across the board, so I'll at least go over unanimous selections. Just need someone that's a copy paste of me, but a woman. Hell yeah, best partner is yourself, truly, and that goes for if you love yourself. My tomboy needs to be constantly looking down at me. Real. Yeah. We'll go over these, and then if you want to try and make something conclusive, you can, but I really could not get a good read. So with this, everyone agreed on 2 chest size, so just small boobies. Majority agreed on black hair. Majority agreed on 3 on confidence, so not too confident, but just enough. Majority agreed on sporty for both hobbies and style. But only 1 chose store athlete from the trope list. Everyone agreed on her growing up with fraternal influence, but not strong paternal bond. Cool. Majority agreed on a mainly guy friend group, and again, this was the only gender group that did not select yes or maybe to does she love you. Crazy. That's so crazy. I was expecting at least 1. Or at least a maybe. Like, not even the chance. It's just, it's complicated or no. So cool. This transition is crazy. Okay, so, what is the tomboy of the year? Get ready. Drum roll, please. NS's are turbo depressed. They must be. Drum roll, please. The classic! Sporty, boyish girl that's fun, social, but complex. And I put, what's her name? Chise? Chise, right? Chise. PS4. What's her name? Persona. Yeah, no, Chie, not Chise. Chie. Chie, thank you. I put Chie here because I think she's like the best example of like all the popular choices. I want her to take me to the meat dimension. But I'm not calling her the tomboy of the year because she doesn't really fit everything. But she is the closest, I think. She even has like brown hair and a bob cut. Like, come on now. So, yeah. That is our tomboy of the year. The classic. Thank you so much for participating this year. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say it enough. I am truly very grateful for all of the responses you guys gave on this. If you guys enjoyed this survey, I'm going to do another one next year. We're going to rebrand to census instead of survey. You're my tomboy of the year? Thank you! Yay! But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm really, I know I paid for an ad, so like I can't really say like, oh, I'm so like grateful, but like truly, I'm like, if you took a second and read the ad and were just like, okay, why not? Then, wow, thank you so much, Small Seafoam, for the follow. Thank you. But yeah, even just like taking a second, reading that ad and clicking on it, like you didn't have to do that, so I really appreciate it. This is a great stream. I'm gonna follow you now. Yay! Thank you so much, Small Chippybot. Thank you. Bios perhaps a bit. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to participate in next year's, but think that it can be so much better than this year's, please go ahead and scan this QR code on screen. This will take you. Oh, I forgot. My thing likes to go off twice. But yeah, if you scan this QR code on stream, it should take you. I have bad experiences with QR codes, but this should take you to a feedback survey. Any and all feedback is appreciated. I want to make the best, most cohesive and comprehensive census for tomboys. So any and all feedback is greatly appreciated and greatly wanted, please. And we'll make next year's survey even better when it's a census. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me during this meeting. You guys smoked all my Newports. Thank you for not saving me one. Ate all my freaking bagels, but weirdly left all of the cream cheese. What the fuck? But thank you guys so much for watching today. I might be rescheduling tomorrow's stream. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Everything is a QR code these days. I swear. Well, it's easy. It's easy. I also have it pinned. The feedback survey is also pinned in both chats, so you guys can also click the link up there if that's more convenient for you. But yeah, those are there. I'm also going to be posting it on in my Discord server, on Twitter, and on Blue Sky. So if you'd like to take a second, it's really quick, much quicker than the survey itself, unless you got a lot of shit to say about it. But yeah, that was the survey this year. Thank you so much for your participation. Greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys, if you decide to stick around, I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you. Goodbye!